Florida stand your ground laws are very strong. So stand your ground, that means that you do not have a legal obligation to retreat if you are faced with danger. Which means you ain't got to go running off if someone threatens you. 2 families are ruined because of stupidity on both sides. It didn't need to happen at all. Hello all, Tactical Safety back at it again. We're going to talk about an incident that happened at a Florida Walmart. It was actually almost 2 weeks ago now. Shooting in a parking lot over a parking spot. Yes, there are people that stupid to get into it over a parking spot. Now, there's a video on this too. I saw the unedited video, but I wasn't able to save it. I can't find it. If I do find it, I'll put a link to it on here if I find it. But the other ones, they stopped the video right before the shooting happens, even though you just hear the shot and you see the guy drop to the ground. So this happened at Walmart. This lady was pulling to a parking spot, and this other guy who's an Army veteran, he thought he was supposed to have that spot first. So I don't know who actually got to the parking spot first, but there's plenty of other parking spots around. Florida prosecutors are considering slapping charges on the female gunman who killed an Army veteran during a heated spat over a parking space at a Walmart. Bart Guglielmo, or something like that, a 62-year-old retired staff sergeant, which is the E6 in the Army, was fatally shot by an unidentified woman in front of the Supercenter in North Lauderdale just before 12:30 p.m. on June 30th. The shooter, so it was 2 weeks ago, the shooter, who remained at the scene until police arrived, claimed she acted in self-defense. And for those of you who don't know, Florida stand your ground laws are very strong. So stand your ground, that means that you do not have a legal obligation to retreat if you are faced with danger. Which means you ain't got to go running off if someone threatens you. You can use deadly force if you believe that you are in danger of death or great bodily harm. You do not have the obligation, you do not have a duty to retreat. It's just that simple. But with that, common sense plays a factor in that as well. And with this incident, common sense was not utilized. Because had it been utilized, this lady wouldn't have even gotten out of her car. Simple as that. So you got to use your head. And if someone is inviting you to a confrontation, don't take the invitation. Simple as that. Because I guarantee this lady is sitting at home right now wishing she had either just stayed in the car or just drove off and went somewhere else. Because when you get in a shooting like this, everything changes. You're going to be taken into custody. Your firearm's going to be confiscated. You'll probably, even if you beat the case, there's a good chance you won't get the firearm back again, or it might be a couple years later. And it's just not worth it. And all the money you got to spend on legal fees, time you got to miss from work, time you got to miss from family events and everything, it just ain't worth it at all. If someone wants to act a fool over a parking spot, let them have it. Go park somewhere else and go about your business. You're probably never going to run into that person again. So video shared on social media captured the alleged confrontation. Not alleged, the in fact confrontation. The 2 shoppers repeatedly pointed at each other during the argument, and at one point, the Guglielmo raises his arms in the air as they stood in an empty parking space, according to video obtained by WPLG. 911 calls released Wednesday captured terrified bystanders alerting authorities to the shocking daytime shooting. The lady pulled out a weapon, looks like she shot somebody, and it's in the Walmart shopping center, one man told a dispatcher. She still got the gun out. Okay, she just shot somebody. Somebody just got shot at Walmart, another caller screamed. He's on the floor. He's on the floor right now. His sister described her brother as a decorated war veteran who served in Operation Desert Storm, according to CBS News Miami. Yes, your brother may have been a decorated war veteran, but he made a very, very, very stupid decision to approach somebody who has a gun out. It doesn't matter. Even if you get the parking spot first and somebody pulls in that spot before you can get in there and you feel like you had the right to that spot, there's plenty of other parking spots around. Why would you get into an optional confrontation? And I've done videos on this before on road rage. Like road rage. This is parking lot rage. It is an optional confrontation. There is no need to get to that level of stupidity when there's plenty of other parking spots around. It makes zero sense. And on top of that, if somebody has a gun out, you don't just assume that the gun is not loaded or they don't know how to use it or they're not going to use it. Assume that it's loaded, assume that they're going to shoot you, and assume that their aim is going to be pretty decent in order to hit you. It was like he was calling her bluff, and it cost him his life. Pure stupidity right there. And now, they said she hasn't been brought up on charges yet. The prosecutor's office is the prosecutor's office is looking over everything and deciding if they're going to bring charges against her or not. They probably will bring charges on her because of the fact that she voluntarily got out of the car to start the confrontation, which makes no sense at all. Now, if this guy accosted her like that, and let's say she's walking back to her car with her stuff from Walmart, and then somebody accosts her like that, okay, it's a man. A man is stronger than a woman, most cases, and he's a lot larger than she is, and she feels that her life, her safety is in danger, and she pulls her gun out in an attempt to get him to get away from her at that point, and he keeps approaching her, and she has nowhere to go, and he's basically chasing her around the car at that point, and he illegally accosted her, then she would have valid reason to shoot him in self-defense. But that was not the case here, because, like I said, this was an optional confrontation that she opted into. So when you're at Walmart or any of these places, don't get into a confrontation with somebody over a parking spot. That's the stupidest thing you can do. And like in this case, it can cost you your life. And like with her, it's probably going to cost her freedom as well as her life savings and everything else. Because you get charged with manslaughter or secondary murder like this, you're going to have to mortgage your house. You're going to have to drain your savings. You will likely spend well over $100,000 on an attorney if you want quality representation, that is, if you're trying to stay out of prison. So, like I said, now 2 families are ruined because of stupidity on both sides. It didn't need to happen at all. So, when you're out there, use your head and avoid confrontations like this. So with that, remember to stay armed, stay vigilant, and stay tactical. We'll see y'all next time. Peace and God bless you.